afternoon to ask you to help us engage in a meaningful discussion with an atmosphere of collaboration and mutual respect. Dear Father, we seek for your blessings upon our distinguished guests and upon our speakers who are here to enlighten us with their insight and sense of understanding of the topic. Dear Father, help them to deliver their parts with ease so that they can impart their knowledge with us without any hindrance. And lastly, O Father, we ask for your divine directions to all the members of the organizing committee and the hidden hands to help them carry out their respective roles effectively and efficiently. Amen.
Thank you, Sarah, for helping us all express our gratitudes for the Lord. Now, I would like to call forward Mayank Raj Singh to introduce the event and our honorable speakers with you all. Over to you, Mayank.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the highly anticipated TITANOBOA webinar, an extraordinary journey into the past that will transport us into the world of Earth's ancient creatures. I am Mayank Raj Singh from English Department, delighted to stand before you as we embark on this virtual expedition which promises to be truly enlightening experience. First and foremost, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to introduce our patron, Father Dr. Nabor Lakra, principal of our esteemed St. Xavier's College, and our co-patron, Dr. A.M. Deshmukh sir, president of All India MSI, who have graciously agreed to share their expertise with us today. Our guest of honor, Chairperson Dr. Ajay Srivastava sir, Head of Department of Botany. I am equally thrilled to introduce our chairperson, Advitya Chaudhary ma'am, a distinguished professor of zoology from Paschim Medinipur. I would also like to thank our resource persons, Rashika ma'am and Ria ma'am, for providing some pivotal resources, which was very helpful for this event. The Titanoboa webinar, not just an event, it's a time machine that will transport us 52 million years back in history. The Titanoboa webinar is awe-inspiring is for awe-inspiring creatures that once roamed the earth long before humanity's existence. So I urge you all to explore the prehistoric world of Titanoboa, to dive into the pages of Earth's ancient history, and to enrich our knowledge about the magnificent creatures that once roamed in our planet home. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayank, for your amazing words. Moving on, it is now time to start the event in its full pace. I would like to call forth Mubashira to introduce our chairperson, Mrs. Advitya Chaudhary ma'am, with you all. Over to you, Mubashira.
Thank you, Manabi. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mubashir Naseem from Department of English, Semester 1, St. Xavier's College, Karachi. I'm grateful to be here to introduce you all to our chairperson, Ms. Advitya Chaudhary, ma'am. Ms. Advitya Chaudhary is an assistant professor and head in the Department of Zoology, Pinglathana Mahavidyalaya, Paschim Medinipur, West Bengal, India, since January 2017. She completed her BSc Honours degree from Lady Brabham College, Kolkata, securing first class third rank in University of Calcutta. She obtained her MSc degree in zoology from University of Calcutta with specializations in genetics and molecular biology. She worked as a project fellow in a major research project funded by UGC for 1.5 years. She qualified her NET in 2014 as a junior research fellow. She is a keen researcher with research interests in molecular biology, conservation ecology, fish physiology, and molecular taxonomy. She has to her credit 2 books and 10 articles published in various national and international journals. That was all from my side. And with this, I would like to hand over the mic to our chairperson, Mrs. Advitya Chaudhary. Ma'am, over to you, ma'am.
Am I both audible and visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you for such nice and kind introduction. Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. In this national webinar on TITANOBOA, the late great snake, heaviest ever discovered, organized by the Microbiologists Society, India, in collaboration with Department of Botany and Internal Quality Assurance Cell of St. Xavier's College, Ranchi. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude and greetings to the Honorable Patron, Father Dr. Nabor Lakra, SJ, Principal St. Xavier's College, Ranchi, Co-Patron Dr. A.M. Deshmukh, President, Microbiologist Society, India, our guest of honor, Dr. Ajay Kumar Srivastava, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Botany, St. Xavier's College, Ranchi, whom I always feel overwhelmed to share the stage with, are resource persons, Miss Rashika Agarwal, Senior Research Fellow, Department of Zoology, Ranchi University, Ranchi. Uh, resource person, second resource person, Miss Ria Raj Dubey, student, Zoology Department, PG, St. Xavier's College, Ranchi. And resource person number three, Mr. Abhishek Raj, UG student of Department of Zoology, St. Xavier's College, Ranchi, and the organizing committee, uh, including Mr. Sarat Subrapain, Miss Sakshi Sinha, Miss Supriya Nag, our host, Miss Manvi Chatterjee, co-host, Mr. Shivansh Kumar, uh, nice prayer prayed by Sara Sharif, and welcome speech already presented by Mayank Raj Singh and member of organizing committee Susmita Kumari. Uh, I express my sincere gratitudes to all of them. We know seminars and webinars are platforms where we get to share the knowledge, thoughts, insights with the experts of that fields as well as with the students. It is a great initiative to organize an event on the Titanoboas. So, a big thanks to the webinar organizing committee. And one more thanks for making me a part of it. Now, coming to the Titanoboas, uh, it comes under the phylum Chordata, class Reptilia, order Squamata, sub suborder Serpentis, and family Boidae. Its genus Titanoboa. Its size ranges between 12.8 and 14.8 meters. So it's a huge snake. It is up to 1 meter wide at the thickest part of the body. Uh, its most commonly known locations is now Colombia. Uh, the estimated time period is Slandian stage of the Paleocene epoch. We all know when initially described in 2009, Titanoboa was estimated to have been about 12.8 meters long. This meant that at least in terms of length, Titanoboa was much larger than the previous record holder uh, for the largest ever snake, Gigantophis, by comfortable margin. Later, it was shown that the monster snake suggested a total length of about 14.6 meters. Uh, it is almost rounded off to 15 meters. Now, reptiles are commonly thought to grow in accordance with the available ambient temperature of a climate. This is because higher temperatures that remain fairly constant throughout the year with a very little seasonal variance allow the ectothermic, that is, the cold blooded animals, to maintain an optimum metabolism for longer. This means that the bodily functions, such as digestion, circulation, respiration, among others, all become far more efficient and they have time and greater energy left that can be used in other areas such as growth. This can be attributed to such huge size of this snake. Now, I won't take much more time. We will learn more about them during this event, like uh, where did they live, when did they live, how did they kill their prey, what did they eat actually, and finally, why did they get extinct, and many more to come. I'm also thrilled and uh, excited to listen to the resource persons. And so, in this webinar, as always, I look forward to learn some more facts. And finally, I wish this event a grand success.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your knowledgeable words and sharing your wisdom with us students. I am sure we all will learn new things from this webinar. Now, I would like to call Astha to introduce our first resource person, Miss Rashika Agarwal, ma'am, with us all. Over to you, Astha.
Thank you, Mandidi. Hello, everyone. This is Astha Saraugi. It is my privilege to introduce to you Ms. Rashika Agrawal, ma'am, an esteemed research scholar from the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research of Ranchi University. She is currently pursuing a PhD from the University Department of Zoology of Ranchi University. She has composed a significant number of papers relating to a wide horizon of science, societal, agricultural, and zoological topics and issues. She is an excellent academic who was awarded a fellowship for securing an All India rank of 61 in the Joint National Eligibility Test for Council of Scientific and Industrial Research and University Grants Commission. She is a gold medalist who was awarded the Avinash Gupta Scholarship for securing a 10 CGPA in her undergraduation in zoology honors from St. Xavier's College, Ranchi. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Astha. Uh, a very good afternoon, respected Father Principal, St. Xavier's College, Ranchi, Dr. Deshmukh, President, Microbiologist Society, India, Chairperson, Ms. Chaudhary, and Guest of Honor, Dr. Srivastava, and everyone present here. I am very excited, grateful, and honored to be present here as a resource person of today's event. So, I would ask the permission to present. Can I present my slides?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay. And please confirm, is it moving?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. So, for me, being a zoologist, it was a great opportunity learning about animals and sharing with everybody. So, today we are going to dive into the past and learn about Titanoboa, a creature that once roamed our planet about million of years ago. So let us unravel the mysteries surrounding this colossal serpent and delve into its fascinating story. The topic of today's presentation is an introduction to Titanoboa, an overview of what Titanoboa is. So Titanoboa cerejonensis. Titanoboa cerejonensis, it is the largest snake to have ever existed, and it captivates our imagination with its immense size. As already Ms. Chaudhary has given us a brief introduction about Titanoboa, and we all know the size and the uh, age of this particular serpent. So I'll like to focus on that particular thing. In this presentation, we will explore the discovery of Titanoboa, its habitat and environment, its features, its diet, how did the predation thing, and what are its implications on our Earth's history. So, understanding Titanoboa is crucial for many reasons because it gives us an invaluable insight about the evolution of snakes. Before the discovery of Titanoboa, there was a limit to the thinking of the size of snake, but after its discovery, it gave a new insight towards the evolution. Also, it shed light about the climatic changes of the past and how these climatic changes have a delicate balance between organism and its existence. So, let me provide you with the overview of the presentation. So, first, I would talk about the introduction, then the discovery. After that, there'll be uh, a presentation on diet and habitat, then physiological structures, that are skeletal structures, and then the impact on snake evolution. And finally, we would see the reflect on its legacy in scientific research. Titanoboa, it is an extinct genus of giant boid, the family that includes boas and anacondas, which lived what is now Laguardia in North Colombia during the Middle and Late Pleistocene epoch. It is the largest ever snake to have existed on Earth. It lived about 58 to 60 million years ago. Coming to its name, so Titanoboa, the name comprises of two words, Titan and Boa. Titan is a reference to the Titans of Greek mythology, that means giants, and Boa, it is a common name given to the snakes classification for bigger snakes. As described by Ms. Chaudhary already, the size of a snake goes up to 42 to 49 feet and its weight about 2,500 pounds. And its diameter can grow up to 3 feet. Now, coming to the discovery of this giant animal, so, talking about the discovery of Titanoboa, so in early 2000s, there was a team of scientists who stumbled upon some astonishing finding in Cerrigan coal mines, Colombia. There, they unearthed those remains of the snake and they later named that Titanoboa. So, this remarkable discovery ignited some excitement among the researchers, and till now the research is being carried out about this uh, not very newly found but newly discovered species of the snakes. This discovery of Titanoboa, this shattered the preconceived notion of the upper limit of the snake size, and also it highlighted the finding of highlighted that the with time everything changes, and due to climatic changes there are some species which are getting extinct, and also there are species which are newly being evolved. So due to this finding there was a sparkling renewed interest in paleontology. The era in which Titanoboa lived was the Pleistocene era, and again, as described, as said by Miss Chaudhary, she already told us that the snakes are poikilotherms. Being poikilothermic, they have a relation with the ambient surrounding temperature. So, in Paleocene era, around 60 million years ago, the temperature was very high due to global warming and high levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which allowed the growth and evolution of this giant reptile, that is Titanoboa. And subsequently, due to climatic changes, due to uh, tectonic movements and ocean currents, there was a fall in temperature in Eocene era, which led to the extinction of this species. So, Titanoboa discovery provided a valuable window into the Pliocene era, and by studying the remains, we get to know about the environment at that time, the climatic conditions, the ecological interactions among the life and Earth. Talking about the size and the weight of this giant, huge, largest reptile, so it has reached about 42 feet. It's very astonishing that the length was about 42 feet and weight about 2,500 pounds. And its enormous size and the robust structure, it dominated the environment, and it used to prey upon very big preys, very big organisms like crocodile, giant turtles. So we can conclude the discovery by saying that the discovery of Titanoboa has provided invaluable insights among the ancient ecosystem of the Pliocene era and the potential size limit for the snakes. Uh, Coming to the next topic about Titanoboa, that is the habitat, its diet, and its relation with the other prehistoric creatures. Snakes, again, being poikilothermic, they are influenced by the ambient environment's temperature, and because they are this influenced by the temperature of the ambient environment, so due to the warm and humid greenhouse climate of that Paleocene, the region which is now Serajon was a coastal plain at that time covered with tropical forest. So there was rainforest and also large rivers. So therefore it was inhabited by various freshwater animals. Also the fossils which have been found, which have been studied from the Serajon, the remaining fossils, matlab the strata out of which the rocks were studied, it it was observed that there were some water-loving organisms also as fossils in that strata, which clearly indicates that this particular organism also lived in water. And the rainforest, the tropical rainforest of ancient South America, that is the Serajan Formation, it is almost same as the tropical rainforest of uh, the modern forest, the forests which are present right now. Just the difference is that the forests at that time were lot more humid. The temperature was even higher. Coming to the habitat, so it lived in a warm condition, tropical environment, rainforests, and it spent most of its time in or around the water. The reasons for this saying that we have got the sedimentary structure of the region and the preservation of water loving organisms as fossil in the strata. So it shows that the region in which the fossil of this particular snake has been found was waterlogged. And by studying the fossil records alongside, such as giant turtle, crocodile, we can conclude that, we can say that the uh, organism, the Titanoboa, it had its prey like crocodile and turtle, big preys. Also, The diet included some fish and other snakes. Titanoboa's existence also shows its interaction between many different prehistoric creatures. Now, coming to its physiological features and studying about the skeletal structure and its hunting patterns and its comparison with the modern day snake. So, its skeletal structure. Titanoboa's skeletal structure reveals very fascinating adaptation. So the adaptations were according to its big, huge, massive body. So the long, elongated vertebra or the robust ribs, because in the fossils, only the vertebra and the ribs were found, which definitely tells that it is a typical snake fossil. So the vertebra and the rib, they provided the necessary support and also the flexibility for this large, impressive size. And also, this enables the organism to move. The jaw structure is in such a way that it allowed the whole prey to swallow the whole prey. It had constricting capability, so it constricts its prey effectively. While comparing the Titanoboa with modern day snakes, it allows us to understand the evolutionary changes that has occurred over millions of years. So, by examining the difference in sizes, behavior, habitat, also the habitat among the this ancient snake and the modern day snakes have changed. The behavior and also the habitat preferences, we can gain that uh, these modern day snakes, they have adapted to the new climatic conditions. Moving further, so now coming to the impact of this exploration on snake evolution. Have we got a new information? Have we come to a new result, or is it the same snake evolution just adding a new organism in it? So this is we'll explore that. Also, the explanation or the examination of the climatic conditions at that time and the few given results why this organism has extincted. The discovery of Titanoboa definitely has had great insights in the evolution of snake. And the evolutionary history of snake goes back to millions of years back, from legged ancestors to the limbless snakes. So snakes, they belong to the order Squamata, and they can be traced back to the late Cretaceous period over 100 million years ago. So earlier snakes had little hind limbs, small hind limbs. Then there was a process called atavism, that is loss of limb reduction and significantly loss of limb. So Titanoboa's existence provided several key insights into the snake evolution, like the limb reduction confirmed the trend of snake evolution. Then its large size suggests that early snakes were very large. The when we talk about the ecological niche, it occupied the position of the top predator, and its link with the warm climate suggests that how climate played a very significant role in snake evolution. So the climatic changes which led to the extinction. So Titanoboa's existence and the studying of the sediments and the fossils helped us to reconstruct the climatic patterns of that time. And the warmer climate, the humid climate of the Paleocene, on one hand, was suitable. So, on the other hand, the cool climate of the Eocene or the loss of the tropical forest led to the extinction of this large giant snake, Titanoboa. Its ecological impact, as every other organism has an ecological impact, there should be a balance between the organisms. So like every other organism, Titanoboa also had a significant impact on the ecosystem during its time. Since it was the topmost predator, so it might have controlled the population of the other predators, like crocodile. Um, this is something which I got from the internet, and it's just a picture. So the largest snake ever known is Titanoboa, and its climatic condition of the Eocene era led to the extinction. So it led to the extinction of few species, and on the other hand, due to some geological activities, due to the tectonic shifting, due to the disruption of ocean currents, it led to the evolution of some other species also. So, the scientists have used this fossil record to create a life-sized model of Titanoboa in National Museum of Natural History, Washington, D.C., and it's open for visit. Since we are from science background and we need to know whether a discovery has some impact on science or not, so definitely the discovery of Titanoboa is has an indelible significant mark on the scientific history. But again, it also has some controversies in the scientific community. Some researchers have questioned the accuracy of the size estimate and other things. So, despite of despite these controversies, the researchers are continued, and we are continuously learning more and more about this incredible creature that once roamed the earth. So there are many scope of future discoveries in Titanoboa. Many things are yet to be found, and definitely each and every discovery about Titanoboa will be having a great impact on science, will be having a great impact on learning about that particular era, and also about the discovery of snakes and its evolution. So, in conclusion, I would conclude by saying that learning about Titanoboa, unraveling its mystery, was a very captivating journey for me. So, through exploration, we can gain more deeper understanding about this prehistoric creature, and this rise and fall of Titanoboa is a reminder of the fragility and resilience of life on Earth. No matter how big the organism is, it is not going to last forever. There is fragility and resilience of life on Earth. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your knowledgeable words. Participants, if you have any queries, please type them in the chat box and be sure to maintain the decorum of the webinar. You can start the Q&A session. I repeat, if the participants have any queries, please type them in the chat box. So, ma'am, we have a question from Shivans Kumar Srivastav.
Oh yeah. Sorry. So, question is, were they not venomous? So, this Titanoboa is from boaid family, which has anacondas and boas. So they are non-venomous. They have this tendency of constrict. They are constrictors. They constrict the prey and then kill that prey. They are not venomous.
Ma'am, there is another question from Shivans Kumar Srivastav. He is asking if we can recreate the Titanoboa snake.
Uh, Recreating Titanoboa, that means you should have fossil DNA. You should have. I don't think the recreation is possible because obviously the fossil DNA is not present, and we are creating models. If that, if that is the confusion of that natural history, that museum one, that is a model. And also for studies, some researchers are going on by this electromechanical model of titanoboas. So they are making electromechanical models of titanoboa, and then uh, give that some name called art, and they study that to study the patterns or the working of that titanoboa, and this huge snake. So recreating titanoboa, according to me, is not possible. But I would like the insight of our chairperson, if she can give some views on this.
Well, regarding recreating some organisms, like we have Rashika ma'am already told that we have already structured, we have modeled Titanoboa based on their fossils, the findings that we got. Uh, Regarding recreation, there comes another issue, that is ethical issue, right? Whether uh, it is ethical, right? Like, will it be safe for the civilization that we are having right now?
Yes, ma'am,
Regarding,
definitely.
regarding we have seen raising these issues in cloning also, right? For the same reasons, and we are having like in research in zoology, we get to face ethical issues in research, like uh, animal ethics. Like when we sacrifice some animal, we have to show the proper reasons why we are killing them, why we are sacrificing them. We cannot sacrifice, we cannot destroy nature uh, from the way it is. So, recreating some animals that used to occur in some previous era in different climatic conditions, will it not threaten our present conditions? If we let we create some environment that could suit the titanoboas, and let we get the DNA. assuming everything. Will it be safe? I don't think so. This is my personal opinion. Uh, that's it. And Rashika ma'am, thank you for such a knowledgeable and such informative presentation and speech.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ma'am, there is another question from Achal Singh. The question is, what could have been the size of Titanoboa's egg?
Before that, there was one more question. How many fossils of Titanoboa we get, and are all in the same place or different? So, according to the studies and researches, all the fossils of Titanoboa was found in that Sarajan area only in Colombia, and approx 30 fossils, 30 individual, this fossil was found. So, some only had this rib and vertebra. One had skull also. Some were juvenile, some were adults. So 30, approx 30.
Another question from Sakshi Sinha. Does Titanoboa had any competitor?
Does Titanoboa had any competitor? Yes. So, being such a giant creature, having a competitor is next to impossible. But definitely, when we are living in an ecological system, each and every organism has a threat from something. So, as such, any organism which could have been the competitor, there is no research on that, but definitely the climate had an impact on that, which led to its extinction.
And last question from Komal.
Okay.
People all around the world speculate about the creatures still roaming the surface of the earth in certain parts of Amazon. And if it is true, how do you think it would harm the equilibrium of the food chain or even the food web as a creature of this size would require a huge amount of food to survive?
Uh, I would request Komal to explain the question once.
Komal, you are requested to please come forward, turn on your mic, and explain the question to Rashika ma'am. Ma'am, I think Komal is facing some network or technical issues.
Okay.
There
So,
is one.
yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
I was saying that she said that that we speculate that these creatures are still roaming, but it is proof that these are extinct. And if this big creature is still roaming, so yeah, that's what I wanted her to explain the question. Chalo. Moving further, what is the closest relative of Titanoboa? So the living relative of Titanoboa is these anacondas and the boas.
Thank you, ma'am, for answering all the queries of the students. Now, I would like to call Ria to introduce Miss Ria Raj, our second resource person. Over to you, Ria.
Thank you, Manvi. Greetings, everyone. I am Rhiannon, a first year BCom honors student at St. Xavier's College, Ranchi, and it's a pleasure to virtually connect with you all in this webinar. Excitement abounds as we introduce Ria Raj Dubey, ma'am, an emerging educator from Ranchi. Possessing a diverse skill set, she blends teaching abilities with vital soft skills. Actively engaged in a local teachers book club, she prioritizes continuous improvement. Her social responsibility shines through community service, organizing a winter wear drive for underprivileged students. Tutoring experience reflects a hands on approach, enhancing productivity. Academically, she excels with a notable 78% in MSc Geology from St. Xavier's College, Ranchi. Beyond academics, she actively participates in extracurricular activities, showcasing a holistic commitment to personal and professional growth in education and community welfare. Thank you. Now over to you, Ria ma'am. Please enlighten us with your words.
Am I visible or audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Ria, for introducing Ria. First of all, happy Navratri to all. Hope you all are doing well. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, our dignitaries, esteemed participants, and fellow enthusiasts of the ancient world. I, Ria Raj Dubey, from PG Zoology Department, St. Xavier's College, Ranchi, deeply honored to be with you today as a guest speaker on this remarkable webinar dedicated to Titanoboa. This prehistoric giant holds a special place in the annals of the Earth's history, and I'm excited to be a part of it. So, without further ado, let's jump into how I see the world of Titanoboa. So, let me share my slides first. Yeah, is it visible to all?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Wait. Mm, Yeah, all are getting? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so here is introduction. Imagine being face to face with a creature so large and powerful that it could crush a crocodile in its coils. The Titanoboa was a top predator of its time, ruling over a warm and humid landscape filled with rivers and swamps. It was perfectly adapted to its environment with incredible swimming abilities and the strength to take down prey many times to its own size. But here a question arises, how did this ancient serpent come to be? Let's find out. In the span of its long and eventful history, the world has witnessed a number of truly magnificent animals, the variety of sizes and shapes that these creatures come in from the enormous dinosaurs that used to walk around the world millions of years ago, to the beautiful whales that can be seen in our waters now, have captivated humans for decades. But there are not many animals that have managed to spot people's interest as much as the Titanoboa, which was a massive prehistoric snake that roamed the earth more than 60 million years ago. So, here is a short story of the Titanoboa. The story of the Titanoboa begins in the Sherry John coal mine in northern Colombia in 2004, around 2004. A group of paleontologists from the University of Florida and the Smithsonian Tropical Research Institute were digging the site when they came upon something genuinely astonishing. There was a nearly 2 foot long vertebra that has found embedded in the sedimentary rock. The group realized very immediately that they had made a big discovery, but they were unaware of the full extent of how crucial their finding would turn out to be. The crew proceeded to explore the site over the span of the following several years, discovering an increasing number of bones along the way. As the time went on, it became evidently evident that they had made a discovered the skeletal remains of a monstrous snake, one that was far bigger than anything that had ever been seen. After putting together the different bones, the team was able to reconstruct the skeleton of the creature, which turned out to be quite impressive once it was all put back together. They gave the snake the scientific name Titanoboa cerejunensis and calculated that it was around 42 feet in length and weighed more than 2,500 pounds, as our Rashika ma'am had told. To put that into perspective, it is about the same length as a school bus and weighs the same as a compact vehicle. The Titanoboa belong to the family of reptiles known as the boid, which also contains living species such as boa constrictors and pythons. However, despite the fact that these snakes are capable of reaching impressive sizes, none of them even come close to the size of Titanoboa. So, here is one question. Then, how did this enormous snake come into existence? We need to take a more in depth look at the environment in which the Titanoboa resided in order to comprehend the evolution of the Titanoboa. A little over 58 to 60 million years ago, the planet we call home was a drastically different place from what it is now. The arrangement of the continents was completely different and the temperature was far higher. Temperatures in some regions of the earth were as much as 15 degrees Celsius warmer than they are at present. At the time of titanoboa discovery in the Sarjan mine in Colombia, the surrounding environment was likely dense, forested, and located in a tropical climate. So you can see here, it is likely that titanoboa would have made its home in this mushy part of landscape. But what led to the titanoboa's development into such a larger creature? Let us see. A warm environment may have encouraged reptiles to reach considerably greater sizes than they do now, according to one idea. That reptiles are ectothermic, which means that in order to maintain a consistent internal temperature, they must draw heat from the environment around them. Because of this, their ability to take in heat from their environment is restricted when it is colder, since they can only do so much absorbing. However, if they are in a warm environment, they are able to absorb a much greater quantity of heat, which enables them to expand in size. Another explanation proposed that the size of the titanoboa was due to the diet it followed. The researcher who found this species thought that it was a constrictor similar to the boa constrictor that live today. This indicates that it would have put its victim to death by squeezing them in order to consume it. The enormous size of the titanoboa was not the only characteristic that set it apart from the other animals. Additionally, its anatomy was quite dissimilar to that of snakes living today. To start, each of its vertebrae was much bigger than those of any snake that is still alive today. When we compare it with anaconda, then the vertebrae of a modern day anaconda, which is one of the biggest extant snakes, had a diameter of just 1 inch. This means that the vertebrae of the titanoboa were almost 2 inches in diameter. It was able to ingest its victim in its entirely because its jaw could expand to an extremely wide position. Scientists have been able to get a better understanding of the adaptation that enabled snakes to flourish in the tropical forest of the Paleocene period as a result of researching the bones of the extinct species. Now, finally, the public's imagination has been sparked by the discovery of this enormous snake, Titanoboa, which has resulted in the Titanoboa becoming a popular topic for books, television shows, and other forms of media, just like our today's webinar. Because of its enormous size and terrifying reputation, it has become a noted topic for people of all ages, and it has also contributed to the rise of interest in the scientific discipline of paleontology. It's possible that deep inside the jungle, unseen by humans, there are still some gigantic snakes just waiting to be found. And there you have it, the incredible story of the Titanoboa, the largest snake ever discovered. From its massive size to its impressive strength, this creature was truly a marvel of evolution, and it's amazing to think that such a creature once roamed the earth. So that's all about Titanoboa from my side. Hope you understand it well. And thank you so much, everyone. It's pleasure to interact with you all today. Best of luck and have a nice day.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your knowledgeable words. Participants, if any of you have any questions, please make sure to drop them in the chat box. Ma'am, there is one question for you. It is by Ria. How does Titanoboa's existence provide insights into climate conditions during its time?
What can you please repeat?
The question is, how does Titanoboa's existence provide insights into climate conditions during its time?
This is all about there is at that time there is also a food chain that is maintained by every type of animals. So if this titanoboa consume any type of food, then it should be balanced. Or what can I say?
So, ma'am, moving on to the next question, it is by Sarah. How much food did the Titanoboa approximately require to satisfy its appetite per day?
According to its size, like it was the giant ever, so it always required so much food. Yeah, matlab, it means it requires matlab, giant animals to fulfill its needs of its appetite, so it consume it.
And last question, what caused the extinction of Titanoboas?
Yeah, this is matlab, not only titanoboa, any species that is extinct today, this is based on a law that is natural selection. The organism which adapt themselves according to the environment or changing environment, they will go far and they will produce offspring, and they will share their characters to the offspring. But that animal which not adapted by the environment change, so they will go extinct.
And there are a few more questions that are coming in now. So the next question is there any particular development stages of the Titanoboa?
It was just like today's snake. Their development depends on egg laying, then it becomes small snake, then large. So it was just like today's snake.
And the last question, what was the average lifespan of a Titanoboa?
I have no idea about that. Please, Rashika ma'am, can you please help me?
Rashika ma'am? So I think we are facing some network or technical issues. Sorry for the inconvenience, everybody. We would like to move on with the webinar. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your knowledgeable words, for clearing the questions of the students. Now, I would like to call Aryan to introduce our third and last resource person, Abhishek Raj, to introduce him.
I hope I'm audible. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Aryan Rajvansh from Management Department in Xavier's College, Ranchi. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our guest speaker today, Mr. Abhishek Raj, who is pursuing BSc in Zoology with a record of academic and research achievements, including high honors and skill critical analysis. Apart from his outstanding academics, he is also a state level speaker and a debater. He is also the writer of the book Bewildering Minds. Been a member and speaker for World Youth Conference on Kindness 2021 organized by UNESCO and also has certifications for various courses like Introduction to Climate Change and Human Rights by United Nations. These are just a few achievements of our talented speaker. And so now, without further ado, and with great pleasure, we all welcome Mr. Abhishek Raj to enlighten us with his words of wisdom. Over to you, Mr. Abhishek. Thank you.
Thank you, Aryan. Just a minute. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Just imagine you are walking through the corridors of Amazon rainforest, and suddenly you notice an astounding 42 to 50 feet long and weight as much as 2,500 pounds creature slithering before you in your dream. Would you not fall off your bed? Obviously, yes. So, a very startling evening to all the dignitaries. Respected Advitya Chaudhary ma'am, chairperson of the event. Respected Father Nabor Lakra, principal St. Xavier College Ranchi. Respected Dr. A.M. Deshmukh, president MBSI. Respected Ajay Srivastava sir, guest of honor of the event. Respected resource person and all the participants. Myself Abhishek Raj from Geology Department, St. Xavier College Ranchi, presenting various facts and details about one of the most astonishing creature on the earth, TITANOBOA. As our resource person have given you a lot of description about the TITANOBOA, let me sum it up to various facts which has been left out. As respected Advitya Chaudhary ma'am demonstrated its scientific classification that it belongs to kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata, class Reptilia, order Squamata, suborder Serpentes, family Boidae, genus Titanoboa, and species Titanoboa cerejonensis. Around 58 million years ago, a monstrous giant snake slithered in the swampy jungles and forests of South America. It began its reign of terror. It was the gigantic Titanoboa. It is an extinct genus of snake that lived during the Pliocene epoch, approximately 58 million years ago. Some scientists think that Titanoboa was the find of the decade and that it's one of the most important since the Tyrannosaurus findings in 1902. It is the only known species in the genus and the biggest, longest, and heaviest snake ever discovered, as it supplanted the Zygantopithecus, the previous record holder, at 33 feet. It weighed more than 1,000 kg and measured 14 meter, which is approximately 3 feet. Their girth measured more than 3 feet at the thickest part of the body, the center. Without the competition of the dinosaurs, this snake was the largest predator on the planet Earth for about 10 million years. It is thought to be the ancestor of the boa constrictor and anacondas. It was not a venomous snake, but instead a very constrictor snake. Like most modern snake species, they were expert ambush predators, capable of striking at an incredible speed at unsuspecting prey. It was capable of crushing its unfortunate prey with a constricting force of 400 lbs per square inch. With its massive size, the Titanoboa probably spent most of its time in the water, much like the green anacondas found nowadays in the Amazon forest. However, the discovery of Titanoboa fossils satisfies not only our curiosity and fascination to know more about the animals that once inhabited our world, the fossils record also give us clues among other things, like about climate changes, as our resource person have described a lot about it, Let me move further. The fossils record also give us clues among other changes like climate change that occurred in our planet throughout the ages. It's possible that the Titanoboa and other reptiles grew larger about 60 million years ago due to a much warmer climate. This contrasts with the gigantism found in the dinosaurs and other animals too, which is more likely to the oxygen increase in the atmosphere. Because snakes are ectothermic animals, they are unable to regulate their temperature and they depend on external heat to survive. Its discovery implies that the tropics, the Titanova habitat, must have been much warmer than previously believed. The Earth's warmer climate during the Paleocene epoch allowed these cold-blooded snakes to reach much larger sizes than that of modern snakes. With a warmer climate and the absence of giant predators like the theropod dinosaurs, snakes had the ability to exploit this opportunity, and truly large species like the Titanoboa started to evolve. Today, the largest ectothermic species are found in the tropics, where the climate is warmer, and the smallest are found farther away from the equator region. However, not all the scientists agree with this theory, but climate change probably has also played an important role in the extinction of the Titanoboa. The theory is that declining global temperatures imposed smaller types of snakes to take its place. Habitat change is another possibility to explain the extinction of the Titanoboa. Geographic ranges were larger than what we know now. But this must be confirmed by other fossils discoveries. A life-size Titanova replica was on display at Smithsonian Natural History Museum in Washington and began a nationwide tour in 2013. I hope these facts about Titanova has made you aware of different secrets which you did not know in the past, the animals which existed in the past on our planet Earth. Thank you everyone.
Thank you very much, Abhishek, for delivering this speech full of educating facts. Participants, now, if any of you have any queries, please drop them in the chat box. I repeat, if any of you have any queries, drop them in the chat box. So, Abhishek, there is one question for you. Hello, Abhishek. Am I audible?
Yeah, hello. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes. So, there is one question for you.
Yes.
What was the habitat of Titanoboa?
Well, it mostly acquired the aquatic habitat in that particular era of the Paleocene epoch. As like we see the anacondas slithering in the forest of Amazon.
And there is one more question. Is there any phylogenetic relations between the Titanoboa and the sand boa?
Well, I would take help of other resource persons too to answer these questions. So I would request Rashika ma'am to take up this question, please.
Uh, any phylogenetic relation between Titanoboa and Sandboa? So, because they both belong to the same bovoid family. So definitely there is a phylogenetic relationship between this extinct group and the present day group. Definitely.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So, next question for you, Abhishek. What other animals lived with Titanoboa?
See, many of the animals which were large of sizes, which never exist at present, they would have evolved with Titanoboa, but just almost like them, or we would say, as we have seen on many of the slides of the resource person, we show their predators were crocodile and other organisms. So we could say crocodile and other organisms of the same sizes would have evolved at that time.
Next question. What was the time period of Titanoboa?
It was back around 50 to 68 million years ago.
Next question. What role did Titanoboa play in the ecosystem?
Well, every creature have their own role in the ecosystem. They play their distinct role in the systems, like many of the predators which evolved at that particular time would have been a threat to the different extinction species which is not evolving at present. They would have been helpful for that such creatures in the forest or in that particular habitat which they evolved.
And one last question for you, Abhishek. It is by Ayush. The question is, as scientists have explored only 5% of the ocean, so is there any possibility of getting snakes more dangerous than Titanoboa?
As scientists have explored only 5% of the oceans, we could expect, but as per the climatic changes, there is a contrast to this question explaining that there would be more dangerous snakes than Titanoboa. As we have explained our speech that the Titanoboa evolving spatial temperature was that there was a much warmer climate than present. So if we see of the climatic condition, there is a contrast to this question, but if we talk of discoveries, we can expect something like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek, once again for answering all of these queries. Now that we have come to the end of the webinar, I would like to ask for feedback from all of our dignitaries. I would like to start with Mrs. Advitya Chaudhary, ma'am. Ma'am, please, is there any feedback for how we can improve our performance next time? Advitya, ma'am. Ma'am, is there any feedback for us? How we can improve our organization next time or our performance?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I was having some technical issues. I
I think ma'am is facing some technical or network issues. So I would like to move on to our next dignitary. Deshmukh sir, please, is there any feedback for the organizing committee on how we can improve?
Yes, sure. I will be happy to give feedback. The reason is that today's program was totally organized by students. And I was watching the presentation of everyone, right from Rishika ma'am, then Ria, and lastly Abhishek. One is a representative of research worker, one PG student, and Abhishek UG student. Really, they have justified their role. Very excellent presentation. I do not have any words to appreciate the efforts of Mr. Paine. Really, he is encouraging young generation, giving exposure to the young generation. And if the things like you happens at every corner of India, our young generation will do many things in the science. So my blessings are always with you. My moral support is always with you. Mayank is there, then Manbi is there, and many students. And Dr. Ajay Srivastav, who is with you, who is a very active and supportive person. I'm sure every time you call me, I will be attending your webinar and I will be happy to support you by all the ways, by all the means, as a president of Microbiologist Society. Thank you. Thank you.
Ajay sir, is there any feedback for us?
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I had been witnessing the deliberations of the students. It's wonderful. The way you are organized is terrific. But there were a few questions with regard to, first of all, good morning, good evening, everyone. Deshmukh sir and all the dear students. uh, like we saw the changes in the plants world. They were small plant, then came ferns, then came higher up, then gymnosperms, and finally it settled down with the smaller angiosperms. Okay, like in social professions, jobs, mechanical engineering, then came computer engineering, then artificial intelligence, like that. So the type of changes we are witnessing elsewhere. Such type of changes also appeared in the world of animals, and there must have been a time when higher up animals did not develop. By the time they had not developed, these large animals like the dinosaurs and also this titanoboa, this type of animals, they developed. It was something like, first of all, they grew up in size, and then they settled down with smaller animals. They were more tricky, they were more complicated, and they were more adapting to the changing environment. And the thing is that the environment also changed since then. So the time when they were there, the environment must have been good for them. But later, when the environment changed, they gradually they perished, and they gave way to the more tricky and more selective and more specific animals. Okay, so yeah, more than the deliberations, I was focusing on the questions because I love the questions, because they also give us the reason to learn more after the session. So I'm very happy that you all not only came up with your ears, you also came up with open mind, and you exchanged the questions, and that was the most blissful part of today's event. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, sir, both Ajay sir and Deshmukh sir, for your valuable feedback. I am
Hello.
sure with your guidance and knowledge,
Hello.
can move forward with our full capacities in our life.
Hello.
Now,
Uh, may I steal a minute from you?
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course, sir.
Dr.
Yeah, yeah,
Chaudhary,
yeah.
please.
Yeah, I could not answer your I couldn't comment on the webinar, but I desperately wish to. First of all, there's a big clap from my side for all the students who finally organized such a well uh, disciplined webinar. I honestly speaking, if when I was a student, I may not have able to organize such a well organized program, right? And a big thanks goes to Ajay sir. Especially, I have seen for quite some time, uh, I have seen him mentoring his students, and you students are a reflection of his discipline, his dedication, and his love for uh, knowledge and learnings. And for from this is not the first time I'm chairing a webinar from St. Xavier's College and Microbiologist Society, and I truly uh, thank you all for giving me the scope to learn various aspects from different versatile topics, and I always find these a great opportunity. Thank you all, and a uh, very good webinar you have organized, and you will find me anytime when you need me. Thank you all and wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your very valuable feedback. Now that we all have come to the end of the webinar, I would like to call Komaldi to deliver a vote of thanks and conclude the event. Over to you, Komaldi.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Manvi, for inviting me. First of all, a very good evening to all of you present over here. Before I go ahead, let me introduce myself. So, my name is Komal Kumari, and I am from the Department of Banking and Insurance, Semester 2. I am sitting here today in front of you, everyone, as a proud and grateful student to express my heartfelt thanks to all those who made this event possible. I would like to start by thanking our chairperson of the event, respected Mrs. Aditya Chaudhary ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, Pinga Thana Mahavidyalaya, West Bengal. Our guest of honor, respected Ajay Srivastav sir, Head of Department, Botany Department, St. Xavier's College, Ranchi, Jharkhand. First resource person, respected Rashika Agarwal ma'am, Senior Research Fellow, University Department of Zoology, Ranchi University. We have a senior speaker as a respected Miss Ria Raj Dubey ma'am, semester 2, PG Zoology Department, St. Xavier's College, Ranchi, Jharkhand. And as a junior speaker, we have Mr. Abhishek, semester 1, undergraduate Zoology Department, St. Xavier's College, Ranchi, Jharkhand. And I would like to deliver a big thanks to all the participants who made this event possible. We are grateful for your presence and hope to see you at our next gathering. Once again, thank you so much, everyone.
At last, thank you everyone for joining. You all can collect your certificates, which will be attached to the feedback forms, which will be released in the WhatsApp group of this event within a few minutes. Thank you, everyone.
Manvi, I think all the participants and the dignitaries may can leave now. Right.
The team members must stay back for the feedback meeting.
Okay. Okay.